What's up, my people? Welcome to another installment of My Therapist Made Me Do This podcast with Mario and friends. I am, of course, Mario, and I actually got a friend with me today. Uh, Joining us on the pod today is my player partner, my boy Rome. What's up, Rome?
What's going on, Mario? Appreciate you having me out here.
Yeah, as you can see, he would probably be the largest guest I've ever had on the podcast. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see what I mean. But if you're listening, Rome is literally the size of like an NFL linebacker that's been a Pro Bowler for 12 years. So, all right. Long time, man. Long time, man. Oh, sorry. I got Jessica over here in the corner. We're gonna talk about her in a minute. Say hey, babe. Man, that's her. That's her thing. Like people like when she does that
She
shit,
just chime in
she
whenever
just
she
like
wants.
randomly chimes in. So yeah, she's proud of it. All right. So man, I've been gone for a minute. So no, I didn't stop doing the podcast. But man, like I always tell y'all, life be life, and man, and basketball is finally over. So we did that, had our end of the year banquet. But of course, I started coaching AAU, and literally once high school basketball stopped, AAU started. So we had tournaments and shit on the weekend, and yeah, it be nonstop. So most days I just want to come home and chill. Um, man, wrong. You coach too, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? Like life on the coaching front. Tell them what you do.
All right, so I coach high school football and I also coach track and field as well. So I would say we're in track and field season right now. Man, I'm gonna tell you now, the meets, them invites on the Saturday. So
I
we
don't
had,
know how
we had
y'all
an
do it.
invite. Yeah, we had an invite yesterday, and it was 98 degrees. Which living in Arizona, 98's not terrible. It's actually not bad. But I will say, being out there for 8 hours, having to
Mm,
having to just talk to just high school kids, it's rough. It's rough. But I mean, I will say our 4x1's looking good. I think that we're going to do pretty good in states this year. So my throwers are looking pretty good as well. So I say I enjoyed it. It's my first year as a track coach. So I've definitely been enjoyed that a lot.
bet. Now we're gonna get into that and your primary job here in a little bit, man.
Yeah.
But shoot, man. So what's been going on with you life wise, man? Any kind of crazy challenges or highlights, good, bad, or ugly? Anything been going on with you? What you want to share? Now, before you answer this, I just
Yeah.
want to let you know there are a lot of Air Force people that listen to this podcast. I do want to throw that out
Okay.
there.
For
So
sure.
yeah,
I appreciate the disclaimer.
just
I
getting
do.
them. Bing.
Just a little bit. Yeah, all right. As far as life goes, so I've actually been traveling a lot more. I just got back from Europe like a week and a half ago. So I did a week. I did like 4 days in London, and I did 2 days in Rome, in Italy. And honestly, I had the time of my life.
Hmm.
Time of my life. That was my first time out of the country, like going overseas. So it was a needed vacation. So going out there was amazing, and then coming back here, I was like, damn, I got to gotta go back to work. Gotta go back to work.
Reality set in.
Yeah, reality hit. I'm not gonna lie. Like I see what people are talking about when they're like, after they come back from vacation, they feel refreshed. They're on wine. I walked into work, I'm smiling, cheesing at everybody. Having a good time. And then they hit me with some bullshit, and I was like,
Mm,
I'm ready to go back on vacation.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
speaking of that, I go to Colombia next week. So I needed another
Man,
vacation on top of my vacation I just took. But life's been good though. I can't really complain. Just been coaching, full time student in school. So I finished with my degree this year. So getting that done out the way, and then work's been work. So getting in the Air Force, it's been a fun time. It's been a fun time.
that boy getting his education.
Trying,
Yeah, getting his education. That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about, man.
trying to. The Air Force gonna pay for it. Might as well do
Yeah. So, how long have you been in the Air Force?
it. So I've been there. Literally just hit my 6 year mark back in January.
All right. So, in 6 years' time, like, how would you describe your experience so far in the Air Force?
So I will say, um, so I'm an F-35 crew chief. So I turn wrenches. I my job, I will say, being on the flight line and compared to my current job being an instructor, is definitely way different. My flight line days, so I did 4 years on the flight line, then I've been an instructor for the past two. My 4 years on the flight line, it was very challenging, but also very rewarding. Like I will say, like you're working long hours, you're you have quick deadlines, you're getting dirty, working. They say overtime's not a thing in the military. It's you don't get paid for it, but you will do it in
Hundred
minutes
percent.
for sure. But I will say though, like I've enjoyed it. I actually like getting my hands dirty. I like working hard, and my time as an instructor has been the best time of my career. The past 2 years as an instructor has showed me that I've been able to like maneuver, and use my brain and not just use my hands. So I've liked that
Using his hands for good
for good. Yeah.
and not evil. Hey man, so for those that don't know, well, none of y'all know this actually, but so Jessica was actually his first sergeant. So that's actually how they got cool. That's actually how I met Rome because she kind of helps him through a lot of life stuff like she does many other people. But yeah, he calls her Air Force mom, his Air Force mom. Be telling y'all she old. She old enough for people.
So look, I do got to give Jessica her flowers, yo,
Here we go.
because like for real though, I will say I call her. She's like my Air Force mom, my Air Force big sister. I would not be where I'm at as far as in my career if it was not for her.
Type shit. Me neither.
She yeah, she did hire me to be an instructor. I will say that. I was gonna get there. I was gonna get
Yeah,
there.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna get there. But as so when I was on the flight line, she was my first sergeant, and I had a lot of like just life things going on, a lot of family stuff, a lot of just personal challenges that I had, and she was the one that I would go to. There's been plenty of times I've gone to her office and I'm just like mentally about to just crash out. Like the kids say, I'm finna crash out. She's the one that helped me not just crash out on everybody. Obviously, I'm a big, large black man, and people intimidate of me. So, she kept my cool in those situations, and then her becoming my superintendent as an instructor, she showed me the different side of the Air Force. But all in all, I will say, like, all props to her because I would not be where I'm at if it wasn't for her.
So let me ask you. Oh my gosh, he's about to cry. So let me ask you a question because I heard you say something, and if you're not comfortable talking about this, you can definitely say that. But man, how has your military experience been when dealing with life problems, like personal life problems and things like that? Like because if you look around, you're on social media a lot.
Yeah,
You hear a lot of people complain about the stigmas of like mental health and toxic leadership. It ain't got to be mental health; it's just toxic leadership and people who are in supervisory positions that just do a really shitty job at supervising you when you're not 100%. And just from personal experience, I one of the biggest things I've noticed is that when you in your prime, like when you doing all the things, like you killing shit, like you don't have no issues, no concerns, you working along, you killing it. Everybody loves you.
yeah.
But the minute life happens and you need to take a knee, man, all those people that love you, like that number starts condensing a lot. And you know what I'm saying? Just in your experience, like how has it been for you?
So I would say it's I've had good leadership. So I would start off by saying having good leadership is the key to be able to go through when you have to take a knee and you have life that's like is literally punching you in the face. Having leadership that wants to take care of their people
Mm,
more than taking care of the mission, that's essential. Like
man,
that's truly been essential. So like literally Jessica, she was one of those people, like one of actually the main people I've had in my career where it's like if I got life really happening and I need to go to somebody, they rather take care of me than get the mission done. Don't get me wrong. I'll still be bleed blue when I have to. The mission doesn't need to get done, right?
yep,
That's what we signed up for. But at the same time, when it comes to like the mental health aspect of like making sure that like my own self is like my mental is good, it's good leadership will make sure that you get that done. So it hasn't been bad though. It hasn't been bad. There's been times where gone through I've had things going on and I've had certain leadership to be like, yeah, that sucks, but we got to fly 16 jets tomorrow. So,
hmm
go back out there or like, I will say in my experience, at least in my past 6.5 years I've been in, there's been a small amount of actual people that it's like they don't really care.
yeah,
Most people really, really care for the most part, but it's kind of far in between though. To find the ones that are really engaged and locked in,
Yeah.
um, to like really be there for you.
That's man, you probably nailed like most of the last like 3 years of my career. Like you pretty much nailed it. One of the people, and it's funny because her and I actually have a really good relationship now. But like my group commander, there was this whole
Okay.
fiasco. When I started seeing mental health, and just going through the things with therapy, and that shit was rough. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the mental health people pretty much said like they don't want me to deploy again, but that don't stop the Air Force from having deployment taskings come down.
Yep. 100%.
Man, and I remember when one came down, and it was literally the easiest no mental health ever made. But when it came to my leadership, that no wasn't that easy no more because it was like, well, why can't he go? What he got going on? I'm very transparent with things that I have going on because I don't know. I'm cool with sharing shit like that. I'm cool with that. So I was like, man, tell him whatever you need to tell him. I don't care. Tell him why I'm in mental health. I'm cool with that. And it came down to the point where they were talking about trying to like remove my shred as an IDMT, trying to
Yeah.
PCS me, like literally sat me down and was like, yeah, you can go to San Antonio, you can go to all these other places, but essentially they were trying to move me out of the way so they can have somebody else to come in
Yeah.
and take these deployment taskings. And man, that shit really bothered me because I'm like, dog, like all I've done for the Air Force, like next month will be 19 years. I'm like, man,
Damn.
all I've done for all right, bro.
All right, bro. My bad. My bad,
I'm
dog.
like, all I've done for the Air Force, man, and like the one time, you know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
I've deployed hurt, I PCS hurt, I've been on TDYs hurt, you know what I'm saying? And still managed to do the things, like do what's asked of me and then some.
Yeah.
Um, and the one time I just say, hey, man, I can't do it. Like I gotta finally take care of myself. I gotta put self before service.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was like nobody cared about Mario the superstar no more. It was like, well, how the hell did we get him out of here and move him, move somebody else in?
Yeah.
And I can say this is an Air Force thing, but this is probably a life thing. If you haven't learned by now that for most of us, this is military, civilian, whatever, man, you're just a number, essentially, man. You are replaceable. I don't care how well you do your job, man. The minute you don't do something that your boss or whatever needs you to do, trust me, they have no problem moving you out and they'll have somebody in your spot probably by the end of the damn week. So I say all that to say, like, make sure that you take the time to take care of yourself because if you don't ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. And that's one of the things I started learning as I started going to mental health. I'm like, man, I gotta prioritize my own self because if I don't, ain't nobody else gonna tell me to stop and take a knee. They gonna tell me to keep doing the things, and I'm here smiling and kikiing and joking and shit with people, so they think I'm perfectly fine. So nah, had to hold that down. So,
Yeah.
but like you said, I agree with you, man. It's been very few bad apples. For the most part, everybody's in agreement, and mostly they in agreement because most of them probably need to go to therapy they damn self.
Yeah. For real.
Uh, so yeah, it's good to hear Jessica actually doing her job for a change.
So I do have a question for you.
Yep,
So you talked
I'm
about the
supposed to ask the questions, but go ahead.
I know, but you said something, and I had a question for you. So, you speak about as far as like the mental health part, right?
Hmm.
And going. So I will say, so in the maintenance, career field,
Oh yeah.
it's very like you just like pedal to the metal. You're grinding. You give it all you got, right? So it's very easy to burn out.
Mm,
So one thing which I feel like has just been kind of a myth is like it's almost looked down upon to go to mental health
yeah.
because they're like like depending on what your clearance is and the different things like that your certifications you have, like if you go to mental health they're like, oh, if you do that then you can't deploy, you can't do certain things. So what is your from your medical background, is that kind of just like a myth where it's like, oh yeah, you won't be deployable if you go to mental health, even if you're in the medical, or if you're in the mechanic aspect of life?
All right. So are you asking me is Mario your friend or Mario the IDMT that works in the med group?
So I'm asking you as the IDMT.
Okay. All right. So I will say this: yes and no.
Okay.
So yes, there are certain jobs uh that pretty much have a zero tolerance when it comes to being in mental health for a lot of things. Now, if you just went for, stress, a little burnout,
Yeah.
most of the times people will waive those things. if you went repeatedly for like anxiety, depression, PTSD, that will start to hinder the things that you want to do. So
Okay.
on our end, when people apply for jobs, like all those, all that whole, we have a wholesale in the clinic I run, and we specifically deal with this. So you get picked up for your dream job, your dream assignment, and literally it is our job to go through and find everything that could possibly disqualify you, and then you send it off to see if the base is willing to accept what you got going on, or if they have the services to pick up where you left off at. So,
Got you.
but I will say this: I I don't want to be, I don't want to say this for 100%, but I would just,
Yeah.
in my experience, going to mental health is not a career killer,
Yeah.
but it will kill some of those dream jobs you have, depending on what they are
Got
and
you.
like how specific they are or what the mission is. Like 100%,
Yeah.
they're going to take people that don't have any of those things going on, because obviously they want you to be able to, deploy in a minute, or take y'all taking care of these $1 billion aircrafts. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
want people that don't have anything documented going
Yeah, for
on.
sure. You can't be crazy. You
Eh,
can be.
pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much. So I will say, no, it won't kill your career. I don't agree with that.
Got
And
you.
if it does, like I've seen people say it, and I'd be curious to look up their record to see what exactly they said. Because if you say certain things, hey, I want to harm myself, I want to harm other people. Now you can go to mental health for anxiety or depression, but if you say yes to one of those things, that is a career
That's a
killer, like
real killer. Yeah.
100%. When you start talking about you want to hurt other people because of what you got going on,
Yeah.
fam, nope, 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 nope,
Mm-mm.
nope. It'll flag you every time.
Yeah. 100%.
So definitely keep that in mind.
Okay. Word.
Now, you got any more questions? You good, man?
No, no, no.
All
That's my one. That's my one and done. It's my one and done.
all right. So I just want y'all to know this podcast is brought to y'all by Uncle Near's The Master's Blend. This bottle is gone. Rome kind of actually helped me drink a little bit of this before, but man, listen, if y'all ain't never tried this before, I ain't getting paid to they not sponsoring me yet, but I'm just telling you, man, this is some really good whiskey.
It's
Like
some
it,
very, very good
it
whiskey.
really is. So definitely try it if you ain't tried it. Now, let me get into why we here right now. So today, me and Ron, we linked up with two of our friends to go help a friend. We'll talk. We'll probably discuss this way later on.
Way later.
Way, way
Way
later.
late. Way, way
Way,
later.
way, way later on. We'll tell you about that later.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go help a friend out, and we were helping him take the stuff out of his garage. So it came to the water softener, and so we're trying to take the water softener apart to put it out so they could come and do, the epoxy the next day. So in the midst of like Rome being squirted in the face several times and not flinching, which was crazy. Like then did literally just like then just looked over at me like
I'm like, did you see this? You saw this happen?
but
Water squirted everywhere. Up my nose,
right,
everything, in my ears. It was everywhere.
it was ridiculous. So Rome goes to his truck and he's going to grab tools. And long story short, he helped our friend get this stuff fixed. So then Rome started talking about um he was running late because he had to go grab some cabinets. What the fuck is he grabbing cabinets for? So I've known Rome for a while, but I guess I didn't know that he did contracting work. And I'm like, bro, for real? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna call my business partner and he'll take care of it. I'm like, hold on, I ain't even know you did that.
Yeah.
So I guess, man, tell us a little bit about your contracting company. So I guess let's start here. What was the birth of this? Like, what made you wake up one day and say, you know what? Boom, I'm gonna start my own company.
So it started with actually my roommate, Micah. So both of us are like handyman. He was also F-35 crew chief as well. So we were used to working with our hands and fixing things like that. So we ended up started doing. We got like on a neighborhood app, and people started just like posting like different like odds and end jobs of like, oh, like I need to get a fence put up, or I'm trying to redo my countertop or something like that. So we just started just doing jobs, trying to make money because when you're in the lower ranks as far as like on the enlisted side, like now I'm an NCO, so I make a little bit of more money now. But this was back in like starting with my airman days where the paychecks just weren't hidden, they weren't enough. You know,
Now they hitting.
man,
Them little bastards getting paid.
they getting paid now.
Yeah,
I didn't get paid like that back then.
me neither.
Yeah. So, trying to find other ways to make ends meet. So as I was doing security, I was working security for a little bit. Then I started just doing more hands-on stuff. So I've already had like a little bit of a construction background growing up. So we just started doing jobs. And then me and him just had a conversation. It was like one of those like epiphany nights, like after, having a little bit of Uncle Nearest, probably. So after having a couple drinks, we just sat and we talked about it. We was like, bro, why do we just make our own business? Like if we're doing all of this stuff already, we might as well just make our own business. So our business actually just hit 1 year as of February.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That shit. That's true.
Yeah, so we just hit 1 year of our business just now. Back in February, I think it was February 17th. Um, we hit 1 year, our 1 year anniversary. So, but yeah, it started off pretty slow. I will say, we got our LLC done, got our EIN.
Oh, see that. So that was about to be my next question. Like, man, like, is it just y'all just link up and just look for odd jobs, or y'all legit establish a whole situation? And y'all did.
Yeah, no, like, cause if I'm the type of person, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right.
Yeah.
So, like as soon as we got our LLC, I got an EIN done. I got our business, our insurance and everything like that, our liability insurance and everything. So got everything straight. Um, and then also just working on certification. So like Micah, he has like a welding certification. I have electrician certification. So like just doing that, but also just combining just the knowledge that we have. So, with that being said, we started just going into it. We started just finding jobs, on different things, advertising like Craigslist, or just making connections with different people. So Micah actually, when he got out of the Air Force, he started working for like it's pretty much just like a general contracting company,
Mm-hmm.
but their main clients like Walgreens and like I think it's Chili's and stuff like that. So that's what he does on a daily basis. He's just like an overall handyman, but it's a veteran owned company though. So pretty much most of the people that work for them are vets.
Mm.
So it's a really really dope. It's a dope concept. It's a dope company. So all he does is just every day just handyman work. So
Dang.
yeah, so having him has like really been essential to the whole process because I'm pretty good at the business side of it.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot of things from him over the time. Since we've been doing jobs together. But once we got into it, we started just kind of finding different clients and things that we can kind of pick up. And then we actually just got subcontracted with another, like it's actually Arizona's largest general contracting company. So now they subcontract our company to do jobs for them. So
No shit.
yeah, so that's where a lot of our work and things have been coming on. So we bid on jobs. They'll send us work orders. They will bid on it. We'll give them the price. We give them the quote. They accept it. Cool. We're gonna knock out the jobs and they'll pay us for it.
Bro, that's great. What? See? See what I'm saying?
The
See what I'm saying? The whole
I've
time.
yes, I've literally told you this. Yes, with Brady.
We could have been had.
You know
We
what?
could
We're
have.
gonna we're gonna rap. We'll rap about it. We'll rap about
Dang. Dang, I don't know why it didn't hit me when like, yeah, we could have. The whole time we could
yeah,
have used
it's
it for
that's easy work. Easy. Like,
for
trust me,
sure.
I literally love doing walls.
Dang. I
Yeah,
I
man.
need to sand it.
Hmm.
And you know what?
Yeah,
Jay gonna be
a little
back next
sand.
week. I should make him do the shit.
That's fine.
Nonetheless,
That's fine.
yeah,
I look.
my son
I
punched a hole in the wall playing video games. It's a long story.
which one, Miles?
Jaden,
He
play video
be
games.
back next week.
It's next month. Yeah, his ass gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we gonna sit right here and watch him do it too.
exactly. All right, so let me ask you this. So first of all, that's dope. So it sounds like y'all had a dream, and it sounds like y'all hit the ground running pretty hard. Like that's dope. Now, as entrepreneurs, so far in the first year, like what kind of challenges have y'all faced? Because I'm assuming that that's a very competitive business. Because I see work trucks everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everybody doing all kinds of handyman work and stuff. So I'd imagine like that's it's hard competing with some of those people, or just knowing somebody. Now obviously you got a guy that kind of has an end, so that helps.
Yeah.
But what kind of challenges have y'all faced in this first year so far of entrepreneurship?
So I'll say the big thing for us. The first thing I would say probably is marketing.
Mm,
Marketing is a big thing because it is, handyman work, contracting, construction is very, very big because it's everything's expanding,
yeah,
out here. So it's very big. So I will say the caveat to that is that means there's a lot of work.
yeah,
So it's all about just finding the right people. So I would say networking has been our biggest thing that we're trying to do. But as far as really just been like a struggle, I would say it's really just kind of dealing with people. Like it's a very very tough market to get into
hmm,
because a lot of people who have been in this for a long time they don't really like new players.
ah,
So you have some people,
gatekeepers.
yeah, there's a lot of gatekeepers. So you have people that are like, I really want to help you.
Hmm,
Like I want your business to grow. I want to see you be successful.
yep.
But then you also have those people that are like, nah, you kind of knocking on my territory. I really don't want you to be here. So they'll do things to kind of like make sure that their business not going to be successful.
Ooh,
So that's really been the biggest thing I've had so far. But I mean, I will say that like I've been blessed so far that I've had people that were able to just kind of help guide me through the situation.
damn.
So one thing I will say, just to just to harp on that, I got to shout out my mentor, my cousin Talia. Like,
Talia.
yeah,
Shout out to Leah.
shout out to Leah, yo. I'm talking about she's a business mogul. Like, also, she's a Delta too.
Hey, throwing
Yeah.
up the triangle.
So she's a Delta, but I'm talking about like she has multiple businesses. She has a trucking business. She also dabbles in real estate and Airbnbs and different things like that.
Damn.
Yeah, she's rich.
I'm hustling
I
backwards.
will say she's rich for sure. But I will say though that at the end of the day, anytime I've had questions about just how to just run it and just like do my business alone, she's the first person I call. Even though she's not in this market, she's just such a business savvy person that like she's just been helping me out through the time. So um I honestly I literally call her all the time. I
Yeah.
call her multiple times a week because I'm like something like a problem will arise and I'm like I don't really know how to deal with this, but I'll call her and if she doesn't know, she knows somebody that knows and then she'll
Mm,
get back to me with the answer.
love resourceful people.
Yeah, so she's
Love
been
it.
my bread and butter through this whole situation, this whole process, honestly.
Man, I'll tell you, on a smaller scale, um, podcasting, bro, like everybody has a goddamn podcast. Like literally, everybody has a podcast about everything. And some of the things you mentioned, man, same if not worse in the podcasting space. And shout out to my guy Adrian, man. I never miss a moment to thank him. So he has a podcast. I respectfully disagree. Now he talks about a lot of sports things. Like it's a lot of agreeing and disagree on different topics like favorites and things like that. So obviously
Yeah,
our niche is very different. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
And I remember when I first started wanting to do this, and when people kind of started telling me like, "Yo, like, nah, Mario, you should really do this." You know what I'm saying? I remember reaching out to him, and without hesitation, I'm like, "Yo, what kind of equipment you use? Like, what kind of microphone you use? And like all of this shit you see here, like this is all stuff he told me to get, and like didn't hesitate. It wasn't like oh, here comes somebody else, like jumping into space, and you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
nah, it was never like that, thankfully. But I have heard stories. I'm in this, ironically, it's this black podcasting group, and man, like it's crazy how people will pop up and say, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast on gardening," and how somebody who don't even do something in that space will just totally discourage them from doing it.
Wow.
And it's just it's amazing how there's this video, like, and I played it a long time ago on this podcast, but Steve Harvey, ironically, and he was talking about jumping and how, like, when you have something, you got your doubts and you question it, you just jump and you just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just jump out there on faith and make it happen. And it's amazing how you can be so motivated to do something, but then like sometimes like just having mental fortitude, or not having it, man,
Yeah.
it'll take one person to discourage you, and like you wouldn't do that shit at all. And like I said, I thank God for Adrian every day, because doing this podcast has like changed so many lives, man, in like
Yeah.
ways I would have never imagined. Like people talking to their parents, like talking about childhood traumas, people going to therapy for the first time, getting marriage counseling. I mean, all kinds of shit. And it's just some conversations I have with people. So
Okay.
I'm just like, man, like, what if I would have never like did that? You know what I'm saying? What if I just would have said no? So I'm always super thankful for him. And like my way of thanking people is to pay it forward.
Yeah.
So I've talked to people who wanted to start podcasts, and literally I had the same conversation he had with me. And I told him, like, man, just hit play, bro. Like whatever you do, just hit play. Just let it come natural. You can edit it or do it, however
Mhm.
you want to. Some people do notes, some people don't do notes. But just
Yeah.
put it out there, man, because you never know who's listening and whose lives you're gonna impact, man. So
Yeah.
I always love to hear when, you have people in your corner that don't look at you as competition, but they're willing to help you and give you the tips and kind of ease like the growing pains that you have sometimes with doing stuff that you want to do. Now, where do you see your business going? Because I know, like, you're in the military, so there's always a possibility you might deploy or move or
Mhm.
something like that. So, what do you guys like? Do y'all plan on expanding this, like hiring more employees as things go on? Like, what is kind of do y'all have y'all talked about a long term plan so far?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I will say, so me and my business partner, we've definitely talked about expanding. So I do have a couple, like a couple other people. Like I have a certified, like electrician, another certified welder, a certified like mason, to like do certain jobs. So depending on what the job is, and also just depends on like my own comfortability level of it. So as well, and that's another thing too. Like if I know that like I know somebody else can do a job better than me,
Mm.
I would hire somebody else to come on to do it to make sure that it's up to the quality that I see for my business to have.
Oh, not a lot of people willing to do that.
No, like
Not a lot of people willing to do that.
no, they're not willing to do that. So like I'm willing to bring somebody on that I know that's probably better at that, but at the same time I'm also learning from them.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, it's like, this is a trait. It's a craft. It's a skill that you have. You only grow better over time. So I know me being young, it's like, yeah, I have a good background in it. I'm good with my hands, and I know I'm good at what I'm do. But when especially like when it comes like welding or different things like that, like I haven't had too much practice with that.
yeah.
But if I get somebody, it's a certified welder, and they come along, and I'm watching their technique, I'm literally just like a sponge. I'm soaking up everything that comes, to everything that they're doing. So honestly, so right now I have, we're still pretty small right now, so we're still trying to expand. But my goal right now is in 2025, I at least want to have 10 workers underneath me. Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to have 10 workers that can go do jobs every day, because at this point right now, we're kind of getting to that point where now we're having more jobs than what we can handle. So I just want to make sure that that consistent flow is going to happen, so that way I can hire somebody else on. We're like, hey, this is their everyday job, and they can make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as of right now, like just with coaching, work, and school, like I'm doing most of my jobs on the weekends, some on the weekdays as well too, if my schedule allows it. But
Oh, he's giving out a workout stitch.
hey man, if it allows me to do it, I'll do it. But
Yeah.
I will say though that like getting everything done, on the weekends right now has been my biggest thing. But even during the week, so I'm trying to expand up to 10 people by the end of this year,
Dope.
to just get the company growing. So, and I have really hard workers right now, and they're hungry. They want to eat.
That's what's up, man. So let me ask you this. So if I'm an entrepreneur and I want to start a business, if I want to get into like contracting, what word of advice would you give me starting out just like y'all did a year ago? Like what advice would you give somebody trying to start out in that expertise or in that field?
I would say stay humble.
Mm,
Stay humble with yourself, because like starting off, I thought it was just going to be easy. It's not been easy at all.
yeah.
Like literally, I was like, oh, once I get my LLC, I'm cool. Business is booming. No, it takes, it takes time to, you have to put effort into your business. You have to go ahead and you have to market. You have to do customer service. You have to talk to clients. You have to not only just like present yourself, presenting your business. So
Mm,
I would say if that's something that's a goal or aspiration for somebody to do it, I would say just do it. Just
yeah.
like the Nike logo, you just do
To
it,
do it.
because you'll never know, how good you can be or how you can succeed unless you just put that little bit of effort just get it started. Because once you started, like once you start putting those puzzle pieces together and you see the masterpiece that you create,
Mm,
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I just tell anybody that's out there that wants to become an entrepreneur, um, literally just do it.
man. Simple Yet effective advice.
Yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned, you having to essentially you have to sell yourself to customers, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever had a bad experience dealing with people like when it came to that?
Yeah, yeah.
Just so y'all know, Rome he's a D1 crash out too. So I know it was probably hard for him to go through whatever he about to tell us without crashing out. But nonetheless, go ahead, Rome.
yeah. So I will say, right, like the D1 crash out that Mario is referring to right now. He's seen me on different levels of life in general.
Yes.
So my business, mindset is, I'm not going to be a crash out because. So I will say, at the end of the day, when people that are entrepreneurs and they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to be my own boss," I don't. That's not really a real thing. So your client, that's technically going to be your boss.
Mm,
So the person that you're doing the job for, you're doing the work for, especially like in a contractor career, right? Like in this type of field, like that person is technically going to be a boss. Yes, you're doing everything the way you want to and the way that you want to do it, but you're trying to appease your client to make sure that they're happy with the job that you've done. So that mindset has actually helped me out a lot because I got really really cocky when I first got into it
yeah.
and was like, oh, I could just do this the way I want to do it, and I've quickly learned that customer satisfaction is a very very big thing. So starting out, like when I first kind of got into it, right, this lady, she wanted her bathroom redone,
Hmm.
and I knew this client was going to be a problem pretty quickly because every like 2 days her design idea changed.
Oh boy.
Her design idea changed every 2 days. So like I told her straight up, like she wanted us to redo the sink. We did she wanted like a little backsplash on the back, put up a new mirror, and then she wanted to put towel on the floor, and I was like, she wanted new towel on there, so I was like, you know what, we can do that. So we started with the towel first, knocked out the towel, got the towel put in. Towel was good. We started on pulling out the sink, putting a new sink in, and literally, I think this job took us 3 days, but it only took us 3 days because on her side, like literally, this job could probably took us one day to do.
Damn.
But every time we got something done, she was like, "Oh well, let me just think about it. Let me just sit on it." Like she's like, I have to envision what it's going to look like.
Shouldn't she have done that before she called y'all?
Yes, yes. So I was like, all right, I'm working with this lady just to try to get everything done. And honestly, I was still kind of doing the business. So like I actually quoted her pretty cheap just to get it done because I wanted her, I'm trying to get more pictures and things like that for the business and everything. So
Yeah.
I really was trying to hook her up. Really was trying to hook her up. And we ended up getting everything done. And then this lady was like, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks. I don't like, I wanted this to be this color and this." And I'm like, "Woman, this is the exact design you said that you wanted. We literally picked, like, you ordered it from Home Depot. So it wasn't even like this was like, hey, I'm gonna do, the design for this whole place for you." She picked out everything. All I did was go pick it up from Home Depot and I installed it. She was like, even the install, she said the install was great. It looks perfect. She's like, it looks perfect, but I don't like the colors. And I'm like, this is what you picked.
Right.
So why are you upset about
So y'all had to take it out?
it?
Y'all had to take it all out?
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
But I will say this time I did not look out for her so well, and she
Boy.
she compensated me for my time very well. I will
Okay.
say that.
Okay.
I will say that. So we didn't just leave her high and dry. We did end up taking everything out. We did the job to the colors that she wanted,
Mhm.
and she was very very satisfied with the job with the work that came with the job. So that was probably the hardest client I've had to deal with just because she was just such like she was very bipolar on what she wanted
Yeah.
and very very just like nitpicky. Like even while we were doing the work, she was like literally standing in the hallway just like watching us, and I'm like, man, you don't have to stand there. Like you're actually kind of in the way because we're knocking up this new towel. I got a wheelbarrow right here and I'm putting a new towel in there, and she just like standing there just wanting to watch. And I'm like, which don't like trust me, I don't mind the audience, I
Yeah.
don't, but if you're going to be in my way, I'm going to tell you to just move. So
Man.
but all in all, it ended up getting done, and she actually enjoyed it. She loved the way her bathroom renovation went, and but yeah, that was definitely the hardest cloud I've had to deal with so far.
Man. So I'm gonna say it sounded like that was God testing you early. Look, you know what I'm saying, just testing your patience, man.
100%.
Because you know what I'm saying, if you able to still, deal with her nonsense and still deliver a good product without going off, like man, hopefully that's the worst experience you had. But you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just understanding that like I hate the customers always right policy, but you said something I never thought about. And it's like essentially that person that they you're doing a job for, that is your boss.
Yeah.
So like if that ain't the vision that she want and she say, nah, we ain't gonna do it, I guess we got
You
you know
gotta
what
do
I'm
what you
saying,
gotta
you
do.
gotta do it over again. So that's obviously you want people to be more prepared, but damn. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great lesson in patience right
I
there.
promise you, man. That was very, very hard for me not to crash out in that situation, you know?
Boy, you better than me. All right. So before we when we get to the end of the show, we'll have you share your business name, how people can reach you and all that great
Yeah.
stuff. But man, I want to do something different, man. I'm trying something different. All right, so I'm doing something called a this or that segment, right? So you literally just I give you two things and you say this or that. And we go from there. Be careful how you answer. People might not want to support your business depending on what you say.
For sure.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, this or that. Coffee or energy drinks.
Energy drinks. I'm a maintainer.
Man, listen, I'm addicted to monsters now. I don't know where this came from. I used to think they were the worst things ever, but that chaotic monster,
Ooh,
primo.
it's good. It's very good.
Primo. I ain't a big coffee person, man. I ain't it's not my thing.
Yeah, I'm more of a Celsius person, but I do like rains. Like
Fair.
if I want to like get like before I do a job and I want to like make sure I have the energy to complete it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink a rain. It's gonna
Fair.
get me right every single time.
Fair. All right. Morning person or night owl?
Oh, I'm a night owl, 100%. Yeah.
Is it possible to be both?
I mean, I feel like if you're both, you're not getting much sleep.
Fair.
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna be a night owl for sure.
Okay.
Don't wake me up in the morning. I'm gonna be pissed off.
Phone call or text?
Oh, phone call all the way. I'm not.
Really?
Yeah, so I mean, you probably seen this. Like, I'll just randomly call you.
Yeah.
If I gotta ask you something, I'm just gonna call you because, and anybody that will see this that knows me, they'll know that I'm a phone call person. I'm not just gonna sit right here and just text you and just be like, especially if something simple.
Yeah.
If it's something simple, or not even just simple, just even if I'm trying to elaborate on something,
Yeah.
you don't get like the full emotion out of just a text message because you could text me something, I could take it the wrong way, and now I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a certified crash out. But but if you call me and we could talk about it, I feel like we can go 2 hours of texting and 3 minutes of a phone call
Hmm.
because like my time is precious. So I don't even be on my phone. So if I could just call you and get it one and done, we're off the phone in 5 minutes, and we hit every single topic we need to talk about. I'm cool with that.
Hey, and I'm gonna say I ain't gonna get into details, but Rome is definitely a phone person because there's been times I've been with him and like people call him when they in some very precarious situations and they just want him on the phone till they get through the precarious situation. That's all I'm gonna say. And I don't know many people like that. I ain't never
Yeah,
met too many people. They be like, "Can you just stay on the phone with me?" And I'm like, "Damn!" Like and it legit
yeah,
be his friends, which I think is dope. That says a lot about how much they trust you, though.
yeah. No, you've definitely seen it. You
Yep.
definitely you've been there. You've heard the phone call conversations. So you've
Yep.
been there for sure.
Let's jump through some of these. All right. Always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early.
All right. Are we talking about military things or are we talking about like regular life things?
Shit, for me, period. It's gonna be the same answer, honestly.
So my answers are different. So are we talking about like work shit or are we talking about just like personal life?
Let's go both. Let's go
All right.
both.
So if we're talking about work, which as far as being in the military, I'll say like 10 minutes early. Like trying to just get there early enough so I can make sure I get established and, figure out what's about to happen. Um as far as life stuff, so I'm a big person on like my life is already so scheduled out where it's like literally every second of my day is planned out.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the weekend time, like if it's on a weekend, I'm gonna be late. Like it's there's because like I don't like to adhere to a schedule that I already do Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
So if it's a Saturday or something, unless it's something that I know I need to be there for, right? If it's a birthday party, right? You need because I have a truck. Apparently, everybody knows I have a truck, and everybody wants me to move things.
Everybody wants to fucking move. Dog. I
Everybody wants
hate
to
this
move,
shit.
man. So like, if they know I have a truck, so they're gonna go ahead and be like, "Hey, Rome, can you come help me do this and this and that, or just set up for my kid's birthday party?" I'm gonna be there. I'll be there early to make sure that happens. But if it's just like, hey, this little get together starts at 6. I'll be there. I'll see you there at 6:45. Like it's like that's just the way it is. What it is.
Listen, I have two quotes. One is from Ice Cube and one is from Cat Williams. The quote from Ice Cube is, "I'm gonna be where I'm at." So when people ask where I'm at work, I'm gonna be where I'm at.
Yeah.
But in the words of Cat Williams, I know I'm gonna be there. You know I'm
I'll
gonna
be
be
there.
there.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna do a good job. You know I'm gonna do a good job. So don't worry about when I get there,
Yeah.
because you know when I get there, I'ma kill shit.
Yep.
So just let me be great.
Hmm.
I think it's because I'm getting closer to retirement. I genuinely feel that way. I'm like, man, the closer I get to 20, I put this on Facebook the other day. I was like, the closer you get to retirement, the more you start to choose violence, and you just stop caring about shit.
Yeah.
True story.
I can see that. I can
Yep.
definitely see that.
All right, let's jump into some food before we go into deep stuff. Tacos or burgers? Answer wisely.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I just say it's very situational for me.
Mm,
Like if I just want to eat like some good quality food, or like especially in Arizona, very close to Mexico, I'm gonna say tacos. Like, but if I'm really hungry and I gotta feed like my inner gorilla that I am,
yeah.
I'm gonna take a burger. But like I said, it also depends on where I'm eating it from too.
Okay.
So if I'm drinking and I just really, really want some food, I'm gonna smack a burger. But if I'm just like, kind of out and about and I just want to put something in my stomach,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tacos.
All right. Cook at home or order in?
I'm gonna say cook at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook
Especially
at home.
here.
Yeah, especially
Mm,
here. Yeah, DoorDash should be expensive. It's very expensive.
I feel like I know the answer to this next one. Road trip or flight?
I'm taking the flight all the way.
Yeah, I
I'm
figured
taking the
that one.
flight all the way.
All right. Let's get into some deeper ones. Success with no privacy or peace with no fame. Damn.
Mm,
I like that.
yeah.
Damn.
Success with no privacy or peace with no fame.
Mm,
I'm gonna take peace with no fame.
really?
Yeah, I'm gonna say peace with no fame because I don't. So it all just depends on how you classify success, right? Is success just having fame, or is it having like fame and wealth that comes with it?
Mm,
So if it's just the fame, I can go without that. I can. Like my peace of mind is very, very important to me.
yeah.
So I'd rather just be more secluded and just have my peace. Because at the end of the day, like I'm a grind and make money regardless.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be in the mix, to be happy.
Okay. Great transition. Would you rather be rich doing something you hate or broke doing something you love?
Oh, I would say broke doing something I love.
Really?
Yeah. So like, don't get me wrong. Being having money and doing things like that's something that everybody strives for in life.
Yeah.
But I'd rather do something that I love than something that I've hate because I've had jobs that I really hated,
Yeah.
and I've had jobs that I really love,
Mm,
and it just makes me overall like because your life doesn't stop when you get off of work, right?
facts.
So if you're doing something that you genuinely hate, that carries over into your personal life.
Mm,
So if you're doing something that you love, as soon as you get off of work, you're still pretty happy. You can go back to your family, to your kids, and you can just, your day to day is much better. Even if you're broke doing it, you're more of a happier person.
yeah. That's fair. Dang. All right. I think I know the answer to this one too. Always speak your mind or never speak again.
Oh, nigga, I'm standing on business. I'm standing
I
on
knew it.
business, yo.
I knew it.
I'm definitely standing on business, yo.
For
Like
sure.
I gotta speak my mind, yo. If something's
Yeah.
bothering me, I gotta speak on it.
Yeah, I just kind of live or die with the results when it comes with that too. And look,
Yeah,
Jessica be trying to get me to be a better human, but it's not gonna happen.
take time.
All right, so let's wrap this up, man. Now, any final thoughts or gems of wisdom you want to give the listeners, anybody that's gonna listen to this podcast? Let me know if you need a second.
Um, so I will say, um, before I get into that, I just want to thank Mario for having me on because
Oh
this
man,
is this has definitely been this is my first time on the podcast.
and it
So
was so impromptu.
it
Literally, we was
was
at. He was like, "Should I jump on the podcast?" I was like,
like an
"Okay."
hour, like an hour before we came over here.
Yeah.
So like
I
it
was
was
driving home doing the outline for the pod. Like, oh, we gonna talk about this.
like literally it's very, very impromptu. But I just want to say I appreciate you having me on because I actually never knew that I kind of like doing a podcast.
Yeah,
Like
bro, take bro. I'm good at this shit. I'm good at this. Like,
I will say this will not be the first time y'all hear my voice or see my face. Y'all will see me
yeah,
again. Y'all will definitely see me
y'all
again.
gonna love when y'all see him again. I think everybody gonna be shocked. It'll probably be before
Yeah,
then. Well,
it
yeah,
might be
it'll
before
be
then.
before
Yeah,
then. But
but even
y'all,
if it's not, they'll still be very
yeah,
shocked.
it's gonna. Yeah, we gotta get everybody on that happen, man.
Yeah, I know,
Big
100%.
news, God willing, if and
God,
when,
yeah, God willing, the man upstairs,
if and
it's
when.
going to happen. But I will say though, going back to just the entrepreneur things, right? If there's something that you really want to do, or you have a passion for something, whatever your passion is in life, pursue it,
Mm,
because we have a short time on this earth, and if you're just doing things that does not make you happy, what are you doing? You have to go pursue the things that will bring you pleasure and bring you joy in life to be happy. Because if you're really doing what you love, how can you not make financial gains off of it?
type shit.
Doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if you like to plant flowers.
Yeah,
You could be the best damn gardener in the United States. If that's what you enjoy to do, and you do it to the best of your abilities, you will find financial gain out of it. So my advice to anybody out there is just do what you love. Take care of the people that you love and the people that take care of you. A lot of people out here, they just kind of go and look out for people and try to take care of people who don't really care for them. Make sure that you take care of the people that love you, that are considerate, and the people that at the end of the day they have your back.
Ron, can you say take care of yourselves and each other?
Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.
Do you know where that's from? It's from Jerry Springer.
Oh, Jerry Springer.
I was listening to. I was like, "Damn, Rome, that's good."
That's good.
I was just waiting for you to end it with "Take care of yourself and each other."
And take care of each other. That is from
Type
Jerry
shit.
Springer. But I'm a little younger than you though.
Yeah,
I did
just a
watch.
little
Don't
bit.
get me wrong. I did watch Jerry. I did watch Jerry.
Yeah, that was our
He
come home.
he did have black kids too though.
Did he really?
Yeah, he had black kids.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jerry had black kids.
Jerry.
His white kids was mad. But yeah.
All right. Uh, uh, man. Before we shout out your business, man, I want to give a shout out to Jessica. Man, so shout out to the Thing About Us podcast. Willie and Fiona, man, Fiona reached out, hit Jessica up, and they linked up and did a podcast. What is the name of it again? It's the Teachers Lounge,
Teachers Lounge.
the Teachers Lounge, old school and new school. Please, all my educators, man, I feel like I haven't finished listening to all of it yet, but I listened to a majority of it. And I will say, I do have a lot of friends that are educators. Man, feel free to chime in on it. And I'm gonna go a step further. If y'all want to do a follow-up podcast to that, uh, man, just let us know, man. I like when Jessica branches off and do shit like this. Like people tell us we should do like a couples podcast. I think Jessica would actually do a really good podcast on her own, but let me not give her no ideas. Never mind. But
And don't boost your head up too
yeah,
much.
the thing about this podcast, man, shout out to Fiona for reaching out, man. I appreciate y'all. We definitely going. I need to plug that on the websites too, so people can hear that message, man, because I appreciated it. Also my boy Adrian, I respectfully disagree podcast. Always gonna check him out. I appreciate him. Lastly but not least, Rome, tell us where we can find your business, where we can find you, any socials, where can the people in the AZ area find you?
All right, so my company name is R&M Dynamic Contracting LLC. So you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at R period OMANN. So it's literally just Roman with the period before the R and the O. Right now, I'm still getting my site updated. Right now, my guy's literally working on it as we speak. As far as our email goes, R&M Dynamic Contracting at gmail.com. You can send any business inquiries to there, or you can also contact my personal cell phone number. Can I tell my cell phone number out here?
Yes, your cell phone
I
number. You
don't
can,
care.
you can
I
tell
just want to
whatever
make
you
sure.
want to, cuz.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you now. If you call me, I'm gonna hang up on you immediately.
He will kill you.
I will. I
He
will.
will literally kill
Certified
you.
crash out, like I told
Yeah.
you. But also for my business line as well, it's 804-456-8170. So you can go ahead and you can call me any type of serious and business inquiries that you have. As far as any jobs, I'll definitely love to give you quotes. And even if it's something that you have going on and you don't know how to necessarily go about it, but you want to do it yourself, I
Mm,
can also give you guidance as well on how to do it.
okay.
I'm not going to be that shicey person to be like, oh yeah, I want to do this for you. I'm gonna charge you, $5,000. Like, no, if it's something very very easy and you have the will that you want to do it, I can give you guidance on to do it yourself, or I can do it myself and also show you how to do it. So trust me, I'm also, because I've had a lot of people in this game that have taught me things and have showed me the path, and I want to just go ahead and get back to other people as well.
Now, Rome, let me stop you right there. Okay, so remember, time is money.
Time is money.
Consulting is great.
Oh, it's not free.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
I
no,
just
no,
I
no,
just wanted to make
no,
sure.
no, no,
I
no, no,
love
no,
the
no.
fact that you want to help people.
Yeah, consulting is not free. I will say
Yeah,
that. No, I will be compensated for my time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Crystal, man. Like perfectly. Oh my god, I can't remember the name, but the professional organizer. She gonna kill me when she hear this. But man, like, yeah, no, Crystal. But I'm trying to remember the name of her thing. It's imperfectly, simply organized. There we go. Simply, or I'm sorry, Crystal. Simply organized. But no, we were talking about this one day, and she was doing, talking about she would do like consults and stuff, like via Zoom or whatever, just to help people. I'm like, make sure you, hey, I don't mind helping you. And obviously, like you say, I ain't gonna charge you $1 million, but pay people, man. Pay people.
Gotta pay them.
Yep. Wrong, man. It has been a pleasure. Appreciate you for coming on the pod, man. Like I said, I've been trying to get in front of this mic. Pause. Uh, I've been trying to get on here for the past couple of weeks, man. So I'm glad I finally had some free time. Um, man, we are we're talking in subliminals right now for a reason, but y'all, it'll make sense to y'all later. But we are about to embark on a journey that is gonna be like truly amazing, dog. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to call you a friend. And yeah, glad we're going through this shit together, man. Real life. We're about to go kill some people. So y'all can no, not just playing.
No, absolutely, man. I just want to say thank you for having me on here. Honestly, it's been a blast, and I look forward to being back on here soon.
For sure. All right. Hey, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, man. Don't forget to make memories. Like, follow, and subscribe, man. Still, I need to really push this YouTube thing so I can start getting them numbers up on that side. But obviously, remember you can obviously watch us on YouTube. You can follow, listen to us on Good Pods. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, or everywhere you listen to podcasts, man. So thank y'all for always listening. Thank y'all for sticking around even when I have life going on. I appreciate you all. We out.
Peace.